Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Backfire Simsport TV. I'm Clyde Whiting, and tonight we have for you the Backfire Simsport GT4 TCR Challenge Round 5 from the, I'm not going to say anything, Circuit of the Americas. In the booth with me tonight, as usual, I have Pete Bingham. Good evening.
Good evening, Clyde. Good evening, everybody.
I have Bill Switzer. Good evening.
Good evening, everybody.
And also in the booth, we have Mr. Sam Boozin working all the magic in the background. Good evening, Sam.
Good evening, everybody. Hopes everyone hearing me today.
So, yeah, just. Round 5, guys. Circuit of the Americas, Pete. Not everybody's favourite track, and I've been seeing on the Discord chat this week that people are struggling with off tracks and are getting very worried about the drive-through penalty system.
Yeah, it's dead easy on most of the track, actually, at COTA to pick up 1Xs. The idea, really, is that you do, and I know this upsets you, I know, Clyde, so just calm yourself down and strap yourself in. The idea is that you do cut some corner, take a lot of curb around COTA, but the way that they've set up the circuit on iRacing, go wide a little bit or cut a corner a little bit, which happens on virtually every corner. You pick up incident points, and if we get too many incident points, we get drive-throughs, and for any subsequent collection of incident points, you get further drive-throughs. So they have a good point to be worried. It is right that they are.
Yeah, just to say hello to people on the chat. Marco Lewert is with us. I'm nearly better. I'm just moving away from death's door at the moment.
But I've been milking it for months.
I'm getting there. Evening to Wayne, evening to Stacey, and evening to Alan. So, Bill, we've raced here a few times, different cars. I haven't driven it recently. It always used to be very, very slippery. And probably not a track that I really enjoyed. There's certain parts of it that are absolutely fantastic, and then there's a big chunk of it that is just sort of it's grey and it twists a bit. I know you're not a big fan of this track, so rather than me dishing out all the negativity, what do you think?
Oh, I'm good at that. Well, I can tell you that, when they first decided they were going to build this track, they hyped up, what a great track it was going to be, the center of racing in the United States, a perfect place for Formula One. And, I'll tell you, I think where they went wrong is they tried to copy a lot of segments of really good tracks. And I think they just didn't go together right, I guess, or something. It's like, you build a bridge from each shore and you get to the middle and it doesn't quite join up, so you got to kind of twist it a little bit to have it come together. I don't know. I don't know. There's something about this track that just bugs me. There's so many good tracks in the U.S. Really. I mean, I can think of a half a dozen that outshine this one. But this is the glamour place with all the fancy, Tilka paints on the sides, and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know. I tell you, Clyde, the last time I drove it was when you were talking about when we had a race here the last time. I haven't been on this since. So, as I said, it's not a place that I would go practice. But, on the other hand, I think it's going to be very interesting how our guys are going to attack this track. They may have to use a little more, patience, or maybe not quite as aggressive on corners to avoid all those one-pointers that Pete was talking about. So, I think it's going to be kind of cool to watch these guys. And, of course, they're not using the whole track, which is thank goodness for that, because that's just a cluster, to be honest with you. But we'll have to see. As I said, I shot my mouth off last week, and I talked negative about this, and I think I started that damn conversation about what a crap place it was. And I should have really kept my mouth shut. But anyway, let's see what happens. I think it's going to be a good race regardless.
Okay, so first off, we are using the full track. This is the Grand Prix layout. It's Saturday night. Saturday night we're using the West Circuit. Next Saturday.
Crap.
So I'm hoping maybe Sam has got some standings ready. And just whilst that's getting sorted out, let's just let you in on something. You will notice that the BSTV cars tonight are running pink. The guys over at Paceworks Esports, who run in our VRA GTCC League, are using the month of October to pink it up and raise money for two fantastic charities, Prostrate Cancer UK and Mind. Now, we'll get the links in the chat for you. So, as a show of support, we've painted our race cars pink and put the charities on them as well. And we've also said that any new sign-ups that we get in October, we will split the money equally between the two charities. So if anybody's watching and they want to sign up, don't forget your entry fee will go to charity this month. Anybody else, if you fancy relieving your pocket of some money, like I say, we'll get the links up, follow the links, and give what you can. So, let's get on to the standings. So, in GT4, it's very close. Kevin Veermont currently leads with 650 points. Andrew Hopley is creeping up the order with 631. Greg Vranks is in third with 539. Triple A in fourth with 526. And Double R in fifth with 501. In TCR, Tom Stanley is our runaway leader at the moment with 4 wins out of 4. So he sits at the top with 816 points. David Ayres is second with 617. Carl Hardy third with 596. Scott Malcolm in fourth with 545. And Chris Shaw in fifth with 425. Over to the team standings, we currently have Result Clothing sitting at the top of the pile with 1,213 points. Second is H Motorsports with 1,170. Third is Mika Esports with 1,151. Fourth is Asymmetric GT4 with 963. And fifth is Asymmetric TCR with 943. So that brings you up to date with the standings. We're currently 8 minutes into our 20-minute qualifying session. And Pete, do you want to take us through the order so far?
Yeah, sure. So in GT4, Kevin Veermont is currently the fastest man on track. He's done a 2:17.82, which is handy around here, it has to be said. Next in line, it's almost like we're reading through the standings here. Andrew Hopley. He's not far behind though. 0.26 of a second, I would think that is, or something like that. Oh no, it's not. It's a little bit more than that. And then AAA is currently going to be provisional third. Abdul Al-Amri. Hopefully we'll have his inset picture of his rig and everything for later on, so that anybody new can have a nosy at what he's got going on. In fourth is Roman Morotto. That's Kevin's teammate. He's a bit slower, but when you consider that from Andrew Hopley down to Double R, there's only 0.2 of a second, really, although Andrew Hopley's just popped in a faster lap. So it's a little bit more now. It's very, very tight at the top. Tyler Newitt is currently fifth, but not on track, and he's not far away from everybody either. And Gregory Vranks is sixth with Stuart Dick in seventh. Eighth is Paul Burgess. Ninth is Robert Venn. And Yaz Samai is 10th. Simon Chester hasn't put a time in. He has done some sectors, but he's not put a time in yet. And then in TCR, Mark Heron is currently fastest, with Carl Hardy in second, Paul King in third, Chris Shaw in fourth, Scott Malcolm in fifth, David Ayres in sixth, and Roger Morton in seventh. Now, interestingly there, Mark Heron's time, or best time, where are we? Best time on here is a 2:22.9, 2:22.01, and the slowest time is 2:22.92. So less than a second splits up the whole of the the TCR field.
Yeah, indeed. So 10.5 minutes gone, 9.5 to go. Special mention on the chat to Ava and Chili the cat. Bill, last week we saw our good pal AAA off the pace. And evening to Dave, who's just joined us. He seems to be back on it tonight. Do you think he's any chance of another win for AAA?
Yeah, I really do. I think he's a contender. I think that Kevin Viamont was a great winner in the TCR, and I think with the right conditions, with the Porsche that he drives, I think he could be a winner, as well as Roman Ratu. I think we have a couple dark horses there, and we know how good Tyler Newitt is in a V8 supercar. So give him a few weeks, a little bit of toe to toe with these guys, and he'll be up there contending as well. There's a lot of dark horses there that we haven't really seen come to light yet. One other, Paul Burgess also, another one that's got a possibility. So, and in the TCR, you could without Tom Stanley here, you could throw it up in the air, and it could be any one of those guys, to be honest with you. So, I'm actually looking forward to it, really.
So, Pete, we talk a lot about the. Excuse me. Told you I was dying. The grunt of the BMW. Now, this track is a bit weird, isn't it? You know, there's a couple of long straights and there's a lot of twisty bits. So, do you think one car is going to be better than the other, or do you think this track is a bit of a leveler?
Usually, you do get one car out of these two, which is more favourable. I know lots of people drive the BMW, but I think they do that because they just prefer the BMW, the way it looks, the way it handles. But round here, I think they're both going to be fairly levelled off. There is some monster straights where the BMW can stretch its legs, but you don't want your car ploughing the corners on this track because those 1Xs are sat there. So I think the Porsche is going to handle better through the turns. The BMWs will catch up Porsches in the straight bits. But I overall think that the Porsche is going to be a bit more manoeuvrable. And if we are going to see drive-throughs, I don't think it'll be the Porsche that we get him in. And just as I say any of that, Stuart Dick has poled the car provisionally.
Yeah,
I don't think we've seen that before.
No,
have we seen him on pole?
I don't think we have. We may be doing him a disservice, but I'm pretty sure that we haven't.
I mean, that'll be amazing if he can stay there, and I like it even better because it proves my point.
Well, you got Kevin Viamont in second, which is also a Porsche, so that's two of them right there.
Absolutely.
And I'm fairly sure that Tyler's probably got a bit more in his bag as well. The mix of these cars, you know, we've complained. Apologies to the TCR fans, but we are talking GT4. You know, we've complained in the past about how they brought the BMW out and it was head and shoulders above the Porsche, and then they did a little bit of leveling, not as much as I would have liked to see them go, but I think. Even though the Porsche is the older car of the two, in the right hands, it's still a challenger, Bill.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. And you can see it. We've seen it here. We had hardly any 718 Porsches to start out with in the first season. Now we've got, if I'm wrong, let's see, 3 or 4, right? 3 do we have? Let me see.
3 at the minute, yeah. I think there is a 4th one in the list.
Okay, and I'll tell you, they're all in pretty capable hands. Stuart Dick, Kevin Viamont, and Tyler Newitt are no slouches. They drive other cars. They drive them all very well. So I think, like Pete said, in the right conditions. See, this track, is a plethora of all different kinds of stuff. So, in that ridiculous interior section, like you're going through the city street somewhere, that to me will be a Porsche territory, absolutely for sure. Maybe grunting up the hill. Well, even there at the top of the hill, I think the Porsche will negotiate that real tight left-hander at the top of the hill better than the BMW will. I think you'll see a lot of them, as Pete said, going. Once the tires wear a little bit, they'll be going off the outside of the track up on the top, and that's where the Porsche can shine, and with an undercut through there, and then down through all those the curvy bits. I mean, good luck passing there unless somebody's really, really slow. So, yeah, I definitely think Porsche is a contender, no doubt.
So, good evening to Olivier on the chat. Pete, the other thing as well is, we don't know whether we're going to get a random safety car or not. So that can mix things up. And also, with all these 1Xs and off tracks and the incident limit being set at 15, and then the drivers get a drive through, we're not actually going to know who's going to win until they win, are they? Because somebody could be a long way ahead, be sitting on 14 incident points, have one little off track, and they're not ahead anymore.
Yeah, it's not a short race. I think this one is going to be a bit more exciting than we predict it's going to be. We're used to seeing Formula One cars going around this track and it being tilted to death and things like that. And to be honest, it's not that exciting to look at. There's no Bathurst where you're going through a forest or up a mountain or anything like that. It is a track to drive round and nothing more. But I think that the racing that we're going to get tonight is going to be a lot closer than we expect it to be. I don't think you're going to split these TCRs up the entire race unless they crash into one another, or the pit stops, or the safety car splits them up in some way. I think people are going to play it safe on that safety car, because did we get one last time out? We didn't, did we?
We didn't, no.
Or the time before.
Yeah, I think we've gone 2 without, haven't we?
Yeah, so on the basis of that, people are going to be getting a bit twitchy bum on the old safety car front, and I think we'll see early pit stops, like a lot of them have been doing anyway, to try and cover it off. But I think it'll be more prevalent here.
Yeah, and the thing, with the off tracks and things like that. I think we've been to, probably not in this series, but we've been to tracks in the past where we've gone, oh no, this is going to be a crash fest, or oh no, this is going to be an off-track fest. And because that's in the back of the drivers' minds, it's actually been a lot better than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, they take a lot more care getting round, that's for sure. And a 15-point incident limit isn't generous by any means, and it's not generous for a very good reason. It's another way to add an element of excitement to these races, and to try and keep the races as clean as possible. That's what the whole point of that is. And as a result, the guys in this league, they're actually very, very respectful of one another now. They share the track as opposed to fight for it, and it makes for excellent racing. And it's very careful racing. It's good, though. It's very competitive. And I'm hoping that Mr. Hopley, I mean, where is he at the minute? Oh, he's just pulled it again.
Pulled it, yeah.
That pesky Hopley. So hopefully those two Porsches can sort him out very shortly. Because as the track obviously evolves and matures and gets rubber down on it, we might see some more faster times from the Porsches and possibly from AAA. But yeah, people are more careful. They are more careful around these tracks because they know that there's a propensity to generate lots and lots of incidents.
Okay, so let's put you on the spot, guys. Pete, pick your 2 winners.
I'm gonna go for Chris Shaw for the TCR, and I am gonna go Kevin. I'm gonna go Kevin Beermont.
Bill, your 2 winners?
Yeah, well, he picked my winner. I was going to pick Kevin Beermont. I'm going to take Stuart Dick, and I'm going to take Mark Herron.
Okay, Sam, your 2 winners.
I'm gonna go with Andrew Hopley for the GT4 and Carl Hardy for the TCR.
Ooh, excellent. Okay, well, I am going to go Chris Shaw in the TCR, and I can't bet against Andrew Hopley. I'm sorry.
Well, we'll soon find out.
They're real chancers, aren't they, Pete?
Oh, yeah. Talk about betting on a sure thing with Clyde.
Yeah,
Gee
really.
whiz.
Well, you know, what you were mentioning about the off-track fiasco and safety cars and all that, very liable to happen here, or, you know, possibly the saying of an old Hall of Fame baseball catcher over here, it ain't over till it's over, and that's the way it's going to be tonight for sure.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see what the TCRs do with no Tom Stanley to get in their way, as it were. I do wonder if, well, Carl Hardy has improved race on race, hasn't he?
He certainly has.
So maybe Chris Shaw has got a fight on his hands.
You know, Carl Hardy's a good sport. I mean, everybody breaking him about his weight and the pie eater and all that kind of stuff. But I'll tell you, he has worked real hard. I mean, I constantly see him putting up, you know, practice sessions. Oh, here comes the grid. Go ahead, guys.
Okay, so your GT4 poleman will be Andrew Hopley for H Motorsport, 217.514. Stuart Dick will go off second, Kevin Viamont in third. Fourth will be Paul Burgess. Fifth will be AAA, Abdul Al Amri. Sixth will be RR, Roman Ratto. Seventh will be Tyler Newitt. Gregory Vranks will go off eighth. Rob Venn will go off ninth. Yaz Samai will go off 10th. And 11th will be Simon Chester.
Okay, into TCRs, and we've got Carl Hardy on pole, Chris Shaw second, Mark Heron third, Paul King fourth, David Ayres fifth, Roger Morton sixth, and Scott Malcolm in seventh.
Tyler Newitt on the chat's just said, the sooner this track sinks into the Texas swamp, the better. Brilliant. Oh, dear.
Sadly, there's really no swamp right there, unfortunately.
No. This track's near Austin, isn't it? Or somewhere
Yes,
like
it
that.
is. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, okay.
Okay, so hopefully Sam will get up our picture-in-picture for us. And you will see the GT4s on your main screen and the TCRs on your inset screen.
So we're starting on the very long back straight. So they've got 4 or 5, I can't remember how many, fairly twisty corners here to navigate. I was in a race not that long ago, not in these cars. I was in GTEs, and we had a pilot before we even got to the
Yeah,
green.
we're going through the warehouse section of COTA right now.
Did you cause it, Pete?
No, it was behind me, which was good because I got a good result out of that race, but it was just embarrassing.
Look at that turn now. That turn's ridiculous. Look how sharp that is. Wow.
Brutal, isn't it?
Oh, God.
So this is that constant right-hand turning, which wears out your left front tyre. It doesn't take much to heat up the tyres around this track either. It seems to be quite an abrasive, simulated circuit.
And you're correct. By the time they get here where they are now, that they're doing a really pretty fast pace, so that'll really kill the tire.
Yeah, definitely. So we should see the pace car peel off, and then we'll see what Andrew Hopley does with the start of this race.
Got 2 Porsches want to pounce on him for sure.
Okay, TCRs have gone.
Oh. Interesting tactic. Chase the GT4s, and Andrew's gone. And Stuart Dick, I don't think, did so well. He's under pressure already from Paul Burgess, but they've gone. We're green.
Andrew got a good jump, didn't he? Wow.
Yeah, he's got like... Ooh, that looked bad.
Whoa!
Wow! Stuart Dick.
Oh, whoa.
What happened there?
Looked like a missile.
I don't think I've ever seen a car go sideways past the
Oh,
screen like that
It's like
before.
the accelerator got stuck or something. Wow.
I had no idea what's going on there.
Ooh,
Okay, we got a little bit of door to door with David Ayres and Paul King.
That was unbelievable. That.
Oh, and a little love tap.
Yeah, he's pushed him wide. David Ayres onto the blue stuff. Usually we're saying onto the green stuff, but because they've got the spray cans out on this track and made it all beautiful from the sky, we're on blue. Tyler Newitt tucked up behind Gregory Vranks, and oh dear!
Uh-oh.
That was Paul Burgess and Roman.
Roman Ratu, yeah. Oh, that's a shame.
Ooh.
Oh, whoop. I didn't think he didn't realize he was there. I hope.
That seriously interfered with the front runners in TCR. Because I think Carl Hardy was in the lead and he's now third. Because he had to get out the gas to avoid double R's rejoin. But here we are at the front of the field for GT4 with Andrew Hopley chased by Kevin and by AAA.
See, Kevin isn't letting him get away.
I see I've cursed... Oh no, I didn't choose Stuart Dick. Who chose Stuart Dick to win?
Don't think anybody did.
Did they not?
Oh, Paul King was almost round there.
I think I picked Stuart Dick, actually.
Yeah, I thought somebody did.
Yeah, I live under a dark cloud. Sorry, Stuart. And who else did I pick? Mark Heron, you're doomed too. Sorry. That's quite a hill they have to climb up there. Wow.
Yeah, the elevation change is immense, isn't it? And it doesn't help. Yeah, it doesn't help when you get on the top of it either, because you come plummeting down here through this double S section, which just seems to go on forever. You can carry a lot of speed into the first one, this one.
But then they get more difficult. You know, they tighten up or something.
Yeah, and it tightens up good and quick as well.
Yeah,
the slower you do these, or the slower you feel like you're doing them, the faster you end up going. It's very strange.
Yeah, once you get out of coordination in this, you're done.
Offline, you're just a passenger. Yeah. It's like, well, who suddenly redesigned it in the last lap?
Exactly.
Stuart is going for the super low downforce at the rear of his car there. Yeah. No resistance at all.
As in none.
Yes.
That looks like what happened when he went through the first turn. God.
Yeah, I think that was what happened. I think he's ended up reversing into the wall there. That'll be a good overtake that he's got going on there with Simon if he can make that stick. Although it looks like he's down on top speed.
Yeah,
well, the BMW grunt, that, isn't it?
I don't know. He does look like he's lost some speed there.
I didn't actually see what happened.
He missiled himself straight across turn one.
Did he ever? Oh.
As to the cause of it, not got a clue.
I wonder if he had an internet issue or something. It looked like it, almost like he.
Well,
no, the turn was there or something.
I saw him turn left, and I think it's a cold tyres situation. Wow. I don't think he had any technical issues as such, but I mean, look at how the Porsche dives underneath these BMWs.
Oh yeah.
So manoeuvrable in comparison, but he's going to get mullered on the straights, and it's not going to help.
His car's hurt too, so.
Yeah. Tyler Newitt still placing Gregory Vranks under significant pressure. It's funny, there's quite a lot of lines into turn one, but there's only one good one. And
isn't that true, huh? Yeah.
Yeah. And Tyler Newitt's got it good, because the wider you swing into that turn, the more traction you manage to retain. There's another corner like that at Road America turn 5 after the Moraine sweep.
Yep. Say another thing through this twisty section. You don't want to hit those yellow diamonds. God, that's like a minefield when you hit one of those.
Mm.
Yeah, they're proper landmines, aren't they?
They certainly are.
So in TCRs, we've had that shuffle at the front. So Chris Shaw currently leads, Mark Heron second, Carl Hardy third. David Ayres is still holding off Paul Burgess, fourth and fifth. Sorry, David Ayres holding off Paul King, getting me Paul's muddled up. Scott Malcolm is in sixth and Roger Morton in seventh.
Yeah, and interestingly, Paul Burgess and Roman Ratto, who had that coming together at the very, very sharp hairpin, are way back in the TCR field still.
Yeah, Carl Hardy's putting a lot of pressure on Mark Heron. In fact, he might have a dive here.
Yeah, he's carrying a lot of speed.
Having a look. He's having
Yeah.
a look. He's going to take that. Oh, he only just got that slowed down. But
Yeah.
he
Wow.
made the clean pass.
That was well done. Wow.
So as long as the iRacing count of incidents is correct, we've got quite a few people and some high numbers. Do you want me to go through them?
You can do.
Okay, so Paul Burgess is showing as being on 9, and Paul King and David Ayres is showing as 8.
Whoa.
Well, David Ayres did have, not that it was anybody's fault. I think it was just racing. I see David Ayres and Paul King banging doors, and also Paul King had a touch of David's bottom, shall we say?
Oh, goodness.
And normally both cars end up with incident points. So
Yeah, that's
no matter
4
whose
ago,
fault it is.
Mm-hmm.
And we're on lap 4 with that count. That's interesting.
See, that's in your inset picture there. That's a short cut through there for Paul Burgess, diving underneath the TCRs.
Yeah, it's this part of the track where there's no way through, though, is there?
There's only one line, really.
Although the TCRs are very quick through this part of the track, so...
Very manoeuvrable, the TCR, though, compared to the GT4s.
Oh, where are they? The warehouse section? No. Oh,
They're through that bit.
Oh, yeah, they're coming out of it now. Yeah.
Yeah, coming out of it now. Just the twistiness just goes on forever.
I bet there's a pie store in there.
Now they're charging up to the big hairpin, are they?
Yeah, next left will be up.
Yeah.
Next
Look how wide the track is there. You could, you
Yeah.
That's a big hairpin.
6
Yeah.
trucks
Go
side by
12
side.
wide, couldn't you?
12 wide. That's class. So, yeah, Kevin Viemont not letting Andrew Hopley go.
See, he really reels them in through that area.
Whoa!
Oh, what you watching? Oh! Carl Hardy nearly...
Yeah, he had to take avoiding action there.
You couldn't get much between those two cars. I think an A4 sheet of paper would have been a struggle. Nearly wiped Mark Heron off the face of the earth. And now he's in the clutches of David Ayres, his nemesis.
Yes.
I'm just noticing AAA's back a little bit, but he's doing pretty well just the same. What is he? What is that? How many? 2.5 seconds back, roughly.
Yeah, and Tyler Newitt's finally done Gregory Vranks for that position.
He's in the fourth,
Yeah, he was sniffing around that one for quite a long time. Managed to make it work. I don't think we saw that on the screen though.
No. Tyler Newitt's a good pilot. As I said, we've seen him in other stuff. Oh, here comes a replay.
And this is it now. Ah.
Oh, well, it looked like Gregory let him go, really.
It almost did, yeah. I think he just went too deep into that
He sure did.
12 car wide hairpin.
That's funny.
And then Gregory...
You can imagine your spotter, can't you? 12 wide, you're in the middle.
Everywhere is in the middle.
Wider, but not better. Oh well.
Yeah. But yeah, Kevin's keeping himself pretty clean here and sticking with that BMW in front of him of Andrew Hopley. So,
He's closing in pretty well.
yeah. In the last couple of races, I think Kevin pitted a lot later than a lot of other cars.
He did, yeah.
So
Like
this
the
is the Stuart Dick thing.
missile ride.
Oh yeah, let's
What did
let's
he
see
do?
what
Just miss his braking point or something?
something like that. He got a bit of a push, I
Got a
think,
nudge.
which is nothing because he's off it again. And then when he turned in, his car did something.
Oh, there
hang on.
it is.
I didn't see that on the original.
Yes, he was abused from behind.
That was Paul Burgess, right? That hit him? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Mr. Tilka's going to be mad at you, Carl. Going off in his paint there.
And that's the aftermath of Double R and Paul Burgess. Here we go again.
A hard one to figure out.
On that, yeah.
Oh, jeez. Take that.
I'm not sure why Double R did that.
No, nor am I.
Very odd.
Whoa!
This is Carl Hardy, just about avoiding everybody.
Yeah, and I think that's where he lost the momentum, wasn't it?
He lost his lead at that point, absolutely. Paul Burgess's car looks like an open wheeler now. It's the left-hand side of it's been smashed in that much. The tyres are sticking out the side.
And look at Chris Shaw harassing the hell out of him behind him, too.
Yeah, Paul's just about made it past him. Very recently, actually. So we'll see him pull away now that the fields are separated once again. Nobody's ventured towards the pits at the minute.
Yeah, and I'm thinking that AAA wants Kevin to put some more pressure onto Andrew Hopley. Because as soon as they start fighting, that brings AAA straight back into it.
Yep, totally agree.
Fastest lap of the race so far is Andrew Hopley, a 2:17.49.
There is AAA. So that thing looks like it's working tonight.
What's that? The heart rate thing?
Yeah, remember it was just stuck on 120.
Like it is now again. Oh, no. I'm sure mine's higher than that when I'm just sat watching the TV. Cool customer.
I suppose it depends what you're watching.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too, but I thought, nah, this is a family show. I'll shut up. Stepped on my foot a number of times here. Stepped on my... Never mind.
We know what you meant, Bill, even if you
good.
didn't.
All right.
See, even some of these lines through the S's there, you can see even Andrew's taking a lot of curb, and that's what this track lends itself to. But then some of those, at least some, will result in an incident point.
Yeah.
And you can actually watch the Porsche cornering better, can't you?
Yeah. Oh, apart from Stewart's.
Wow, Stuart.
Well, he did have a lot of damage.
Yeah.
And he's got me rooting for him. Yeah.
So he'll have... What's he done here? Over-rotate or hit the bump?
Oh, he hit one of those yellow...
He's hit that yellow thing, yeah.
And do you know what?
With his boneless chicken wing.
Yeah. Rob Venn did an amazing job of
He
getting
did,
out of the
didn't
way.
he? Yeah. Oh, here we go. It's on.
This is it. AAA will be pleased. So yeah, that's Kevin whether he'll retain. Oh yeah, he is going to retain it in the next corner. That's good. Thought that might have been switched back quite quickly. And he's overtaken him at a good point there, because this twisty section, that was very close though, should benefit the Porsche. The Porsche.
So always a good battle with these two, isn't it?
It is, and it's always clean and fair, which is all we're ever after. So penultimate turn, final turn's coming up. Andrew Hopley's not wanting to give up the lead at all.
No, he carried a lot of speed out of that corner, didn't he?
He did. And then the grunt of the BMW fires him down the start-finish straight.
Almost looks like Kevin Beaumont coming out of that corner when Andrew went by him. Looked a little bit loose, too, for some reason. But maybe that was just...
Probably.
Well, I think Kevin missed the apex, if I'm honest.
Right.
Yeah, probably. Yep. Look how close he is, though. Boy, I'll tell you.
You do get kind of eager, don't you, when you get the lead of a race?
Yeah, just watch the two different lines. Like
Yeah.
Kevin
was wide. Yeah, he sure
very
was.
wide, wasn't he?
Yes,
He was. He was ploughing the corner. So he's got it all to do again, and AAA moves a bit closer to them. This is the rolling wounded queue, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Although Simon Chester's car is untouched.
Yeah, it's the GT4 TCR accident and emergency section.
And Chris Shaw he's got, what's that, a 3.5 second lead or something like that over Mark Heron now. Mark Heron and Carl Hardy, I think, are currently exchanging positions constantly.
I think it's a lot bigger than that, Pete, if I'm honest.
Is it? Am I reading the wrong number?
Anyway.
So what's
About
that?
6.5 seconds, right?
I think this three-way argument's going to go on for quite a long time.
Oh, I think Carl's got it done this time.
Yep, that was very clean and very professional. Kind of block the apex, which is what you kind of want to do.
That was a nice pass.
David Ayres should get a decent tow on the back of a slow-moving Mark Heron here. Although Mark Heron is also carrying some speed behind.
Oh, look at that.
Carl Hardy. He's not going to try anything there, though, I don't think.
Okay, into the warehouse section. Here we go.
Yeah, and this car, I've not driven it around this section, but I expect it to be very handy around here, given the type of car that it is.
I would imagine just as long as you don't push it too hard, because if you start scrubbing tires, you're going to be done.
Yeah, and I think Carl Hardy would have picked up a 1X there for going
It looked
wide.
it looked a little, what should I say? Extra.
Yeah.
I've got cake.
Really?
Oh.
I've got a massive piece
Custard.
of cookie dough. But I've got a
Custard?
cookie.
Cake and custard.
Oh, Mark Heron.
Uh-oh.
That's not the right line. And such is the tightness of this field, I think he's lost 2 positions there. He's gained 1 back already.
Yeah. He was just had enough, didn't he, there?
Yeah. And was that the result of a desperate lunge, I wonder?
Well, Carl Hardy seems to be pulling away, doesn't he, now, with these
Yeah.
battling.
Yeah.
Mark Heron's overdriving the car at the minute, carrying too much speed into the corners. He needs to regain his composure. He's lost a huge amount of time there to David Ayres, and he's slowing up Paul King as far as I can see at the minute. and hitting curbs, which you really don't want to do in the Audi. You want it to be smooth. You don't need those impacts as you go around corners.
It's like Scott Malcolm right behind him too.
Yeah, he might have his usual last-minute lunge to the front at some point through this race.
Second half, Scott.
Yeah, second half, Scott. He turns up halfway through.
Have you noticed Pete Clyde's picking up these nice little phrases? Must have been doing that on his sick leave there or something, you know?
Yeah. Must have been the fever and the near-death experience.
There you go, yeah.
I didn't get any sick leave. I carried on broadcasting. A team player.
Kevin's managing this gap to Andrew very well, isn't he?
He certainly is.
He's got some good lines through this twisty stuff. He was better through there than Andrew Hopley was for sure.
I'll tell you, he's a charger, that Kevin Beaumont.
Yeah, he's got a brilliant line there.
Yep. Look at that. Perfect. Wow.
I mean, technically, he only has to stick with him, right? He's not going to want to, but that's all he has to do, really.
Really?
He only has to lead it for one lap.
Look at how he closes right. Whoa!
That is impressive, isn't it?
That's close and personal, let me tell you.
A message from Andrew Hopley to him, I think, on the chat there in Sim. And I think Mark Heron is holding up Paul King.
Yeah, it appears that way, doesn't it?
Yeah. His lines that were very clean and neat at the beginning of the race are now a bit frayed, shall we say.
Choppy, yeah.
Yeah.
Wonder if he smoked his tyres a bit.
Very likely, and front-wheel drive cars are susceptible to that, aren't they? But I'm guessing because I've not driven the TCR very much at all. Apparently Mark Onamela says we sound like we're drunk.
Andrew Hopley's in the pits.
Yep, first to blink, Mr. Hopley. And Kevin stayed out like he did last time as well.
Okay, Kevin, you need some hammer laps there.
Paul King clearly tried a move on Mark Heron there and didn't manage to pull it off.
And we have Tyler Newitt and Gregory Branks in there as well in the pits.
So it'll be interesting to see if Tyler and Gregory can gain any time advantage over AAA after everything pans out. I'm sure that Stuart will be in to repair his car as soon as he can.
Oh, yellow flag. Uh-oh.
Well, that's that's brilliant for some and terrible for others, as far as I can work it out.
Well, I would imagine the people that were just in are going to lose all their advantage now.
But they'll end up at the front of the field.
True.
So has this had any kind of effect at all? I don't think it really has.
Well, the people that are behind can close up on the guys that are in the front.
Well, it's going to be a monster benefit to Roman Ratto and Simon Chester, who've already been in. That puts Roman Ratto back in the fight. So, yeah, these guys will want to absolutely nail it around the track in order to get into the pits, get the car serviced and get out before...
If the pit is open.
Oh, that's true. They may get around here and it might be closed.
I don't think it's open yet, is it?
It's closed.
Yep.
Well, that's... Wow.
That's going to hurt.
Yeah, very much so.
See, that'll give the guys that pitted early give a chance to catch up now. Well, I don't see a safety car in front of these guys yet either.
There
Oh, there you go.
Leaving pit lane now, yeah. It waits until the leader crosses the line, doesn't it?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, and then tells him to slow down.
Clever.
Yeah.
Let the safety car pass.
Yeah.
Right.
So
There
they
you go.
hired you to do that voice, Bill. Right.
Yeah.
So in theory, that will put Andrew Hockley first,
Back at the front, yeah.
Greg Vranks second, and Tyler Newitt third.
Yeah, and if everybody else gets in and comes out in order, that means that probably Double R will also be ahead and Simon Chester ahead of Kevin. So I think Kevin may have lost out here somewhere.
Yeah,
It was very soon after the first few pit stops that yellow got thrown.
Sure was.
24 minutes. The yellow came out.
I think that's going to hurt AAA's chances too, running. He was in third, though not really in position to pass, but he was kind of hanging back there hoping.
Yep. Won't affect the TCR field at all because nobody had been pitted at all.
So what do you do if you're these guys that are going to have to pit now? You might as well take tyres, surely.
It's a good point, actually. Yes, you want some advantage, don't you? And that's the only thing you're going to be able to choose as an advantage.
No, I believe the pit should be open this time because the safety cars picked up the field, correct?
Yeah, unless there's any stipulation in iRacing's rules about cars bunching up, but I don't think there will be. I don't know what the prerequisites are. I think that pit lane will be open this time round.
I would think it should be.
It's a good camera angle there for the back straight. Suppose if I was Kevin, I'd back him up a little bit so that I could sprint away with the last couple of turns and dive into pit lane with a little bit of an advantage.
No, you'd crash.
I would crash, but if I was any good, that's what I would have done. On the chat, our strategy guru, who's not with us in the booth, has said that Kevin and AAA lost almost 30 seconds, and Tyler may actually have taken 4 tyres.
Wow, he might be in really good shape then.
I think he's right as well. There was a 17-second stop for Tyler Newitt and an 11-second stop for others. 6 seconds long enough for tyres?
I don't know in these cars, if I'm honest.
No, I don't.
Well, if they can close up, it's kind of a moot point, though, isn't it?
Tyler took 2 tyres.
Ooh, wonder which 2.
Well, the spare that's in the boot for a start.
Do they do left and right?
Okay, pit lane is open. Here they come.
Well, you do both sides left, won't you, in this track? Because that's the tyres that get absolutely mashed. So this should give us our running order. Nobody was laps down, were they? So we'll soon figure out everything.
So that's worked out doubly well for Andrew Hockley, hasn't it? Because
yeah,
he's not only has he not got Kevin breathing down his exhaust
Wow,
pipe.
who's that-
He's
who's
got a
that coming-
teammate there.
That's Triple A coming out of there, isn't no? Who's that?
No, that's Kevin.
Kevin. Okay.
Kevin didn't stop for very long, did he?
Certainly didn't.
9 point something seconds.
Gotta
So
be
he's
just fuel.
definitely not taking any tyres.
Just fuel.
Some of the others have been stopped for a lot longer, 20 plus seconds. So I think there are tyres on most of the other cars. New ones, obviously. Oh, he took rear tyres. Tyler took rear tyres. I'm guessing he must have cooked them as he did his first few laps. So I wonder why Kevin didn't take tyres. Do you think he was worried that he'd get over passed in the pit by everybody else?
Yeah, I think in Kevin's situation, if he had took tyres and nobody else didn't, he would have been starting at the back of the field, wouldn't he?
And behind the TCRs as well, yeah. Because it's race order, not class order, isn't it?
Yeah.
So H Motorsport are going to be laughing all the way to the finish line because they are now 1 and 2 in this race. So when we go green, whenever that is, Andrew Hopley will lead the field away with Gregory Ranks in second, Tyler Newitt in third, Double R in fourth, Simon Chester in fifth. We don't see Kevin Veermont until 6th place now.
Well, I expect Kevin will make short work of Simon. No disrespect to Simon.
He'll get little, if no, resistance if he catches Roman.
Yeah, but then it's Tyler, and from there forwards it's difficult. He probably needs to hope that Greg and Tyler battle, so that he can have a go at them too. But then it's just how far can Hopley get up the road before Kevin, if Kevin gets up to second.
Right. Marco Noela says he's reporting from pit lane. No, it's a single file restart, yeah?
Yeah.
Which would, in theory, calm things down, but are we going to go picture in picture for the restart?
I don't know. Should we?
Don't know.
Could be. What do we focus on?
I think we need to focus on Stuart Dick, where he is in the field, and obviously the very front of the field. Stuart Dick, because there are TCRs around him for a start, and we know he's very fast. He's probably got a very fixed car now after his fast repair. So I think he'd move through quite quickly.
So P&P is ready.
Tyre warming from Andrew Hopley. Viewers will be glad to know you can't actually hit the safety car. Because he was getting quite close to it there.
They're going to do another lap? Oh my god, come on.
Oh, are they? Oh yeah, the lights are still on the safety car. Lights are off now.
That's one lap too long in my opinion, but oh well.
Yeah, if you want to get some popcorn, people, this is the time to do it.
No, I was going to say, my opinion doesn't count, obviously, does it?
You've only got 4 minutes 30 seconds to get whatever you need done. Sorry, Clyde, what were you going to say?
I was just going to say it's probably the cleanest bit of racing we've seen so far. Stuart Dick has obviously lost his boneless chicken wing. Those two, so Rob Venn and Stuart Dick behind Chris Shaw, going to be praying that they can get him up the hill.
Yeah. And then there's no reason why they shouldn't. They've got superior speed, haven't they? But these guys all need to be very, very careful on these tyres because they'll be cold again. Hopefully Stuart can get through without getting rear-ended by anybody and turning his car into a green and black missile, and get a better launch as well. He kind of didn't get away last time, did he? And that was partially part of the reason he was in the situation he was in.
This race didn't get off on a good foot for sure.
It's not like there's even anybody out of the race that we can interview. Everybody's still in it.
So just going back to the predictions at the start of the race.
Yeah.
Ka-ching!
Yeah, I know. Mine's knackered, innit?
I'm toast.
Well, I've got Chris Shaw leading TCR, but that means he's probably going to get mullered because I've cursed him as well. It'd be interesting to see what Kevin can do, though, won't it? Because, like you're saying, Simon Chester, he should make short work of Simon.
Simon will, I wouldn't say he'll move out of the way, but he's quite a wise driver. He knows he's not up on the pace of those guys, so he does tend to pick his battles well. So don't forget, while we're waiting for this race to go green again, Paceworks Esports are raising money for Mind and Prostate Cancer UK. BSTV, along with Paceworks Esports, are running pink cars for the whole of October. The links are in the chat if you fancy giving any money to either of those two charities.
What the heck happened to Andrew Hopley?
I think Andrew Hopley was doing some overzealous tyre warming.
Looked like he went off the track.
I think he did. I think he got a bit of a wiggle on.
There he goes. Look at that.
Yeah.
He did,
Wow.
didn't he? Yeah.
So, blooper reel for Andrew Hopley.
Rookie error for Mr. Hopley.
Now, theoretically, you really shouldn't be able to get back in line. I hate to tell you.
Oh, he's back.
Yeah, iRacing let you get back.
Yeah.
Good job wasn't on the last corner.
I know. Right then, we are ready for restart. Pace car is in, and Andrew Hopley, I think, has gone.
He's gone, yeah.
Yeah, he's gone.
Tyler knew it's right on Gregory Brank's tail.
I was going to say, Andrew didn't do his teammate any favours. He clearly didn't tell him he was going. He just left him to Tyler Newitt. And there you go. Kevin on the inside of Simon Chester already at turn one.
Those two GT4s got past Chris Shaw up the hill.
There we go. Stuart Dick is now clear. That's what you were just saying, wasn't it? His next target is Rob Venn. So Kevin Viamont needs to catch up to his teammate now. And there we go. Stuart has already caught.
Whoa,
Rob. Rob's gone wide.
Yep, Rob got a bit overexcited about that.
That's going to be a few incident
Oh
points.
dear. I'm not sure there was any contact there. But
They sure wanted to.
yeah. Rob's a careful driver though, isn't he, generally?
Yes.
Oh,
Look at this.
that's not good.
Oh, baby.
Paul Burgess.
Wow.
One. I think Rob might have just gone round.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Well, that's just torn it for a lot of people.
Took out Carl Hardy too.
Yeah, I don't think Rob Ven's going to move that car again. The axle snapped at the back. This looked like a missile from Paul Burgess.
And let me tell you, Rob Ven had nothing to do with this at all.
Nope, he didn't. Oh, there's cars everywhere, look.
And then boom.
Yeah. Steering snapped on Paul King's car. Reset to the pits. That was lacking decorum. And I think that given the direction that Paul Burgess's car was facing, there was no way he was making that corner.
No. Tyler knew it, really putting the pressure on Double R there. Taking a look too.
Well, that's because Double R has got in front of him.
Ah, yeah, that's right. Okay. Yeah, he was in third. That's right.
Yeah. So Double R will probably pull away a little bit on the straight, given the power of the BMW, but then he'll still be prey, as it were, through the twisty section that's following. A good line from Tyler again. A better line, really, than any of the cars around him.
Yep.
Andrew Hopley absolutely flinging it through these S's, trying to get a gap on his teammate. So, we know that Kevin Viermont's capable of extremely fast laps around here in that Porsche, so let's see if he can pull some out of the bag. Look at Tyler pulling onto the back of Double R there, that was incredible.
Kevin Viermont's getting a little closer to Tyler Newitt.
Yeah, Triple A's going with Kevin.
Yes, he is.
Well, I think AAA is the first one on new tyres, looking at the pit stops. So will that be an advantage to him later on in this race?
Now, who took the rear tires? Who was that?
That was Tyler.
Tyler,
Okay.
yeah.
The top three are on the tyres they started with, as is Kevin, because his pit stop was the slowest of, the quickest, sorry, my mistake, of anybody else.
Yeah, it was like lightning. Yeah.
Gregory takes him right to the wall there to try and break the slipstream. Nothing wrong with it. Oh, there goes Kevin.
Look at that. Oh, baby.
Whether he'll keep
Wow,
that.
that
Oh,
was
he
a
has.
strong
Wow.
pass.
Good effort.
That was a strong pass.
There's the bowling ball. Paul Burgess. Overtaking Simon Chester. Nearly.
Eventually.
Yeah, didn't quite get it done first time round. So, Kevin now setting off after his teammate again.
Greg Vranks is doing a grand job as rear gunner.
Yeah, Andrew's got a 1.5.
Triple A as well.
Oh, wow.
Tyler.
Well, AAA has a full set of new rubber, so not that surprising, I don't suppose.
And there in the inside picture is AAA at the helm.
Looking very calm, although that says 135 now, doesn't it?
It's in the red.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Tyler having a look on the inside of AAA. AAA kept his cool.
He's leaning round the corner, look.
Oh. I bet you do that, don't you, when you got
I
your
do.
VR set on?
I've actually nearly fallen out of my chair.
Ooh, that was close. Mark Heron and Scott Malcolm. Scott Malcolm's moved up. We did wonder. He's now in
Yeah.
third in class.
See? Second half, Scott.
Yeah. Not just a name.
And Carl Hardy has gone backwards.
Yeah, I don't understand. Oh, he got taken out in that Paul
He
Burgess
did,
bowling
didn't he?
ball
Yeah,
situation.
yeah.
So this has tightened up very quickly. There's a three-way fight with Gregory back to Kevin, and then Tyler and AAA aren't letting this go at all.
Yeah, I don't think Tyler was really fond of getting passed by AAA either. He's like really pushing right now.
He's made a mad dash for the back of the queue, hasn't he? He's been overtaken 3 times since the start. I thought Roman would be an easy pass for Kevin, but he's making a fight of it. AAA's got a little bit of comfort behind him now to back
pulls out a
Tyler.
little bit. Yep.
These three are closing up once again.
It's a nice battle right there, those three.
All very, very capable drivers.
Absolutely.
There we go, Slipstream City, a double toe for Kevin. Lots of weaving from Gregory Vranks.
He needs it to keep up with those BMWs, doesn't he?
He does. This should be his moment. Great line through here from Kevin.
Look at that.
That's the way to do that. But he's got a rolling roadblock.
He had to pull up there, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah.
He'd have loved it if there was a little bit of road just there, instead of a lot of his teammate.
I'll tell you, Kevin's like a French Jamie Wilson.
Yeah. That's wide. That's a 1X right there.
Definitely.
So Gregory's kind of getting mobbed here by Mika Esports cars.
Yeah, Roman's done him.
Yeah. I don't think Kevin's going to wait too much longer.
You can get him in here if he gets up there.
Yeah, look how close AAA is to the back of Kevin's car now.
Yeah.
It's a great battle, this.
This is fantastic.
It is.
We're often watching TCRs at this point in the race, thinking, when are they actually going to split up? This time it's GT4. Kevin, what a move! What a move!
Wow!
And AAA,
Look at AAA.
Whoa. One.
Magnificent.
That really was magnificent. AAA, what a move! He saw that coming. Tyler.
Whoa. Whoa.
Tyler's taking out Gregory, or
was
we'll
there
have
a
to review
touch?
that. There was. AAA must be laughing his back off here. There we go. Focusing on Gregory.
Yeah. It was under the bridge, wasn't it? When
I couldn't see it properly, yeah, because the bridge was right across the screen. Here we go. Better angle. Cheers, Sam. Oh,
He's up pretty far, though.
I don't know. I'm not sure. To me, there's either a bit of net code in there,
I thought there was a bit of
or
net.
Greg was already losing it.
Right.
And Tyler was way up alongside of him, too. He wasn't on the back end, I'll tell you.
No, I thought at first it was a full-on dive bomb, a bit like that.
That was a bad one. That was a bad one.
That was double R. Hitting Roma of AAA.
Here we go again. So he's 3 car lengths back. Turns it in very late, and that's not his corner, is it?
No.
Definitely not. Good Stuart Dick, bang.
Yeah, Dick's doing a AAA.
Yeah.
We've got 10 minutes left.
10 minutes left, and Stuart Dick, who was flying through the first corner, literally, on lap 1. is now back in 4th place.
Come on, Stuart, you still can do it. Come on, man. Cast away that dark shadow, dark cloud. Go.
Yeah, I think AAA is going to have some damage on that car.
And in typical fashion, with this little fight going on, Andrew Hopley pulls out over 6-second lead.
Yeah, and he's also circulating faster than everybody.
Well, with the battle going on, it's no wonder, really.
Yeah. I mean, these 5 are still together. I'll be amazed if nobody picks up a penalty before the end of this race. You know, a drive-through.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
If you believe what I'm reading on the iRacing count of incidents, then there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 drivers within 3 points of a drive-through. So I think we may see at least one. They will know, obviously, because it'll be on their screens and on their hoods.
If there's one more contact, that's another 4, isn't it?
Yeah. I'll be back very shortly. I just heard
Cheers.
something. I need to go and investigate.
Oh, here goes Tyler on AAA.
Since that little contact, AAA's lost a little edge, hasn't he?
Yeah, possibly carrying some damage.
Yeah.
Or possibly saying, all right, boys, you get on with it and I'll pick the pieces up again.
Yeah, that was really a shame.
I expect we'll see some protests from this race.
Yeah, may have a couple. That Tyler Newitt is a Charger, isn't he? Unreal, look at him. He wants by in the worst way. Stuart Dick looks like he wants to make a move.
He does, doesn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. He keeps looking, getting close.
What was it, Pete? A pizza burglar?
No, the cats had knocked over the decorating table.
Why don't you just paint the cats and give them some of that catnip and lock them in a room?
Because they'll be on the ceiling.
So Kevin there has got past Double R.
Oh,
I don't know whether that was facilitated or.
Yeah.
And here comes Stuart Dick trying also.
I was going to say I don't think so because Stuart Dick's about to do him as well, but
Well, Roman's going to give him a hard time, I'm sure.
might have been a multi-21 going on for points.
Could be.
We're now going to find out.
It was a long way back if that was a full-on overtake.
He's made some great moves, though, I'll tell you.
Well, that was a pretty good shot. He's amazing round turn 1, isn't he?
Wow, that was wild. I thought he was being pretty optimistic when he made that dive on turn 1, but boy, I'll tell you, it was beautiful.
We can't have too long left here, can we? I think
We've
we're
got
gonna.
just under 5 minutes.
I'll be amazed if there's not at least one drive-through, or the penalty gets applied at the end, or something like that. Stewart is getting very, very fighty behind Double R now. He can smell a podium.
Oh, yeah.
A good line into here, and then a good shot out of it might get him the momentum he needs to overtake that BMW. But look at the grunt of that thing. It's gone,
Yeah,
isn't it?
pulls
Got
away,
toe as
yeah.
well.
And they're guarding the inside.
Triple A approaching Stewart from behind.
That actually sounded a bit pervy.
It did. I thought you might get a bit horny off that one.
"22 people watching and only 5 likes.
It's usually me getting emotional about that.
Oh, has he done it?
Oh, he's nearly done it. Oh, has
Just
he?
didn't have the grunt out of that corner.
No, but he should. Oh, no. Ooh,
No.
bit of a hip check there. Oh,
Here comes
dear.
Triple A.
Anybody think we're on the last lap, but we're
That
not.
was blue on blue.
It was as well. Because of different colours, I don't know.
Stuart realised
And look
he
at
was
Tyler
there.
Newitt coming through on the inside.
Tyler's got the cleanest of the cars here, hasn't he?
And he's made the pass on Stuart Dick also. Wow. Well, Stuart went backwards two or three positions just then. Holy moly.
So I'm wondering, from what I'm seeing on the screen, if there may be penalties to be pushed out in a minute.
There goes Stuart on the inside.
Possibly. We won't actually know. I very much doubt anybody would take a drive-through now.
So what would happen to that then? Would that be applied after?
Yeah, they get a time penalty afterwards.
Tyler Newitt's doing a Bingham right now.
He is, yeah. He's going full Bingham as well, isn't he? He's strobing in and out big time.
So the order they cross the line might not be the result.
Stewart's. Oh.
Yeah, this is the replay.
It's the replay, yeah.
He got alongside, but he's on the
that
wrong
was-
side of the track. That's the trouble.
Boy, he was so
There's
close.
a little hip check going through, not this corner, but this one there.
Yep, he blocked him there, definitely.
He's way off the line, isn't he? Oh, and then I don't think Stewart knew that AAA was.
No, I think Stuart was just trying to get back on the racing line, wasn't he? And didn't realise his teammate was there.
Yep. Wonder if we'll get a protest for that one.
I'd like to thank Stuart for protesting me.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to get one more lap.
Right.
Well.
Meanwhile, Andrew Hopley is nearly 10 seconds down the road. And here we go with the TCRs now. That is Scott Malcolm passing David Ayres. Or not quite, actually. Thought he'd got that done. He may get it done in this corner. Or not.
There we go.
Might go to the end of the lap. Yeah.
He's got him.
So that's Scott Malcolm into second place.
What have we got going
Kevin
here?
Beermont and Double R in the pits for a drive-through.
Uh-oh. Oh, boy.
The drive of shame.
And two teammates, too. Wow.
Mm.
That hurts.
So other people watching out for it at the minute. AAA is on 14 incidents. And well, there's a few on 13 actually.
Yeah, Hopley's on the last lap.
So I don't think we'll see anybody else in for sure.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, do you wonder?
Well, you know, not that I'm
AAA.
cynical or anything, but if somebody tells Tyler that, wouldn't you just have a little nudge up Triple A's backside?
Just give him a quick one.
Oh, sorry, mate.
That'd be funny.
Outbreaks myself.
So the two result safeguard drivers.
Martin and Hardy.
Yeah. Passing Yaz Samai.
So that shook things up, didn't it? Put Stuart Dick into second and Triple A on the third step of the podium.
Now, is this the final lap, Clyde?
This is, yes.
These two are drag racing for the Mika Esports Honours.
Yeah, Andrew Hopley's got 1, 2, 3, 4 corners left.
Kept himself largely out of trouble.
Andrew Hopley's amazing. He finds a way, doesn't he? No matter what.
Yeah, pitted at the most optimal time. And benefited ever since.
And when the guys behind start pushing to try to get at him, what's he do? Pull out a 6 or 7? Now he's got an 11-second lead. Unreal.
Well, that's because the two cars behind him did penalty.
That's true. They had a pit.
I'm going to say our provisional winner, just in case.
Andrew Hopley crosses the finish line.
Stuart Dick in second.
Second.
Sorry, go on, Bill.
And I didn't see AAA come by.
Yeah, AAA in third.
Okay, Tyler Newitt fourth.
Yep.
And what was that in fifth? Gregory, no. Okay, Paul Burgess, I'm sorry. Sixth was Kevin Viamont after a drive-through penalty. Roman Rutu in seventh after a drive-through penalty. Christopher Rank should finish eighth. He's coming to the finish line now. And Chris Shaw is the first for the TCRs crossing the line. Simon Chester in ninth. Scout Malcolm in second TCR. Mark Heron third TCR. David Evers fourth TCR. Carl Hardy fifth TCR. And let's see, Samai in 10th place in GT4. Roger Morton in 6th TCR. And we lost two people, Rob Vent and Paul King. So that finishes the standings, we think.
Yeah, let's wait till we get it official.
I see AAA in 9th position.
AAA picked up some incident points after the race had finished.
Oh, no.
I don't know whether he was donutting before the last car went over the line.
See, people, they don't realize until everybody's finished. You can still get incident points.
Yeah, so that promoted. So this is our official finishing order. So GT4, Andrew Hopley brings home the car in first. Stuart Dick second. Tyler Newitt promoted to third. Paul Burgess fourth. Kevin Viamont fifth. Roman Ratu in sixth. Greg Vranks in seventh. Simon Chester eighth. Abdul Al Amri relegated down to 9th place. Yaz Samai in 10th. And Rob Venn in 11th. Are we going to switch over to the TCRs?
That's what I'm waiting for, because then I'm going to get going with it.
Calling Sam.
Here we go. So TCR finishing order. Chris Shaw finished first even.
Firth?
I don't know what that is.
That's in Scotland.
Yeah, first or fourth. For Ascari Autosport, Scott Malcolm finished second for work guard by result. Mark Heron in third for asymmetric TCR. David Ayres in fourth for result clothing, followed by his teammate Carl Hardy. That's not going to go down too well in the morning. For result clothing. Roger Morton finished sixth for safeguard by result, and rounding them out, DNF for Paul King for Vulcan Sim Racing.
Okay, so we've got some TCR drivers ready for an interview. So we usually leave him till last, Pete, but we'll bring him in for you first. It's second half Scott.
Second half, Scott, how are you doing this fine evening?
Don't ask me how I managed that because I haven't got an answer.
Did you start last in your field? I can't remember.
Well, I started last,
Yeah, I thought you did. And we know to wait and withhold judgment on the driving done by Scott Malcolm until at least 50% of the race has passed. And you left it until after the pit stop, and then scythed your way through the field and popped it into second place for a finish. So congratulations.
Thank you. Like I said, I don't know how I managed it. I really don't. Practice over the last couple of nights has been dire. You know, my qualifying isn't up to scratch, so I think it would have been completely different if Carl and Paul never had their wee coming together later on in the race. So kind of got a bit lucky with that as well.
Yeah, and you were in some very close battles almost the entire race. You were never left alone to just do laps on your own. What did you do in the pit stop? Did you take tyres? Did you? Because you pitted under caution, obviously, along with the rest of the TCR field. So in theory, there was no benefit to be had in your field, at least, because in GT4 some of them had already pitted. Your guys had not, and therefore it was a fairly balanced result for the pit stops. Did you take tyres? Did you fill the car differently? Any of that?
No, I just filled the car. It's the same way I've always filled the car. I did take tyres, but I'm not telling you how many.
Mm-hmm. No, you keep your secrets. That's the way you might win races. Any standout moments for you? Because there was some fantastic overtaking tonight by lots of people. There was a lot of incidents mined as well. So any standout moments for you?
I think my overtake with Mark at the end, I just more or less shut my eyes and just says like, go for it, and it just stuck. I think that was it.
Yeah, sometimes that's the way it works. And it obviously worked for you tonight. Anybody you'd like to have a shout out to before we let you go and celebrate?
It's got to be the usual crowd. Use a lot for putting up your time to do these broadcasts and that and sort the stuff out. All the drivers, Carol and David for the help with the setup work through the week. And that's really about it, I think.
Okay, then. In that case, congratulations on your second place. Second half, Scott.
Cheers.
Okay, so I'm feeling up for an interview tonight. So next we will bring in our third place finisher in TCRs, Mark Heron. Welcome to the booth.
Thank you. Hello.
You must be over the moon with that.
Yeah, for the second week in a row, I could see I was in fourth place with almost a drive-through, and just sitting watching my podium chances wash away. And then I don't know how I managed to get past in the last lap. It was crazy. Just
the TCRs are always fantastic fun to watch because the field is so close. And there's no, in the GT4s, you've got a power advantage with the BMW over the Porsche, and the Porsche is better in the twisty bits and so on. But the TCRs, they're all equal, and it's all down to the driver and a bit of luck as well sometimes.
Oh yeah, I don't know if you've seen the crash just after the safety car, but that was what saved my race. Everyone went left and right, and I went straight through the middle. If not for that, I probably would have been back in 5th place. So
we need to call you Mark Moses Heron from now on, then.
Yeah, why not?
So, apart from the move on the last lap, any other standout points for you in the race?
Just keeping it on track. I had real problems in practice with off tracks. Was anticipating at least one drive through this race, because I practiced for, I was getting 2 off tracks a lap when I started off in practice, and I thought this is going to be an absolute disaster. So the whole race, just keeping it mostly on track, and then for the last 20 odd minutes, just going from 13x to 0 in the end. I think that's probably my highlight. Is just
excellent.
Keeping it steady.
Takes some doing around this track. Before we let you go, Mark, anybody you'd like to thank?
My fiancée Christine's watching along, so hi. And
good evening. Hope you enjoyed the race.
And thanks to the asymmetric guys as well for all their help. Couldn't have got around the circuit as fast without their help as well. So
excellent. Well, congratulations on your 3rd place, and we'll see you next week, Mark Heron.
Thanks.
Okay, so we've got one other TCR driver to bring into the booth, and that is the Pie Man himself. Over to you, Pete.
Good evening, Carl Hardy. How are you doing this evening?
Good evening, gents. Yeah, I'm good. Eventful, wasn't
it? All over the place, yeah. You qualified well, and everything was looking very, very positive for you. I think until after the safety car had gone in, and in the restart, you got caught up in all that shenanigans after the tight hairpin, didn't you?
Yeah, I think it was Paul and GT squeezed each other. I went one way, Dave went the other. I got tagged, thought I saved it, and then I got hit again, went into the barrier.
Yeah, I saw you spear across the track and get collected. I don't know who by, it was off shot for me. So a bit sad in that one. But your performance was very professional and very polished. Did you do anything different in your pit stop? Did you take 4 tyres, 2 tyres, less fuel, knowing that the race length would be reduced?
No, 2 fronts, that's all I took. Crew chief does me fuel, so that just filled me to the end, and then it just tried me hardest to catch back up.
Not too happy about finishing behind David, no?
It doesn't bother me. Doesn't bother me.
What did you say, Clyde?
Much.
Yeah, I was trying so hard to catch him. I was watching the time coming down, and I was like, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, how far off a penalty were you?
1 point.
1 point. I think that's true of lots of different drivers.
I had 3 points, 3 X's on the last lap, or the last 2 laps. And I was like, right, okay, I've got to get past Rod, so I've got a chance to even get close to them. So I used 2 of the X's just to get past Rod.
Right. Well, it's a resource to be tapped, isn't it? So
yeah. It's only like a slight cut, what you can do.
Aye.
Yeah.
Any other standout moments before we ask you to do some thanks to people?
No, the whole night was quite good for me, really. Obviously, I got caught up in stuff, but that happens, doesn't it? So you crack on, take on the chin, and chins, and then crack on and get on with it, didn't you?
I'm glad you got that in before I did.
I was waiting for that.
That is funny.
Phone book. Yeah. So, anybody you'd like to thank? Obviously, Clyde. Before we let you go.
Yeah, Clyde, and obviously then you two, because obviously 3, 4, how many there is tonight, I don't know. You will do a brilliant job as usual, and I'm sure I'll go and watch the stream in a minute, and I'll have some jokes on my side. And then,
Cool.
yeah, no, all the result, lads. Scotty done really, really well. 0x, that whole race is immense.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Don't know if you see that. That's
unreal.
mad. But yeah, well done to him, especially. And he was so annoyed with himself all the way through practice, trying to lead up to the race, and he weren't happy with himself. But yeah, to do that, well done to him, especially.
Yeah, incredible. So thank you very much. Very entertaining evening from our 5th place finisher, Carl Hardy.
Take care, lads.
Okay, so we've run out of TCR drivers. So next up, I'm going to bring in our GT4 winner, Andrew Hopley. Welcome to the booth.
Good evening.
So all the cards fell in your favour tonight. Not saying that you didn't have any pace, obviously, but you managed to pit just before the safety car came out. You ended up with your teammate behind you, who done a fantastic job fighting the Mika Esports guys, AAA, and Stuart, and you sailed off into the distance.
Yeah, proper soldier, Greg.
Is that called taking one for the team?
Yeah, you could say that.
So,
unfortunately, he did take one, though, didn't he?
yeah. We're asking everybody this. How many incident points did you get?
6, I believe.
Oh, that weren't too bad then. On paper, that looks like a nice, easy win for Andrew Hopley. But in reality, it wasn't, was it? Kevin was pushing you all the way. We see him get past you, and then you took the lead again. And then, like I say, the safety car threw all the balls up in the air, and they landed in your favour.
Yeah, we got lucky with the safety car, really. I'd underfueled by maybe a litre, just to try and do the undercut to get a gap to Kevin. But yes, as soon as those yellow lights came on, I was punching the air, mate. It was couldn't believe our luck. Couldn't believe our luck.
It is really funny when you talk to the different opinions you get, whether you were you got lucky with the safety car or unlucky with the safety car. The guys that tend to get lucky with it, the safety car's a brilliant aspect to this series, and the ones that have their races ruined are like, well, there's no place for a safety car in the series. That is quite funny. Standout moments for you in the race?
Probably spinning behind the safety car.
Yeah, you'd be glad to know we got that on camera.
Oh yeah, we've got that on film for you.
That was actually my next question. We see some, shall we call it, exuberant tyre warming, and then an oopsie.
Yeah.
Proud of that one?
Not really. I hope it generated some decent conversation for you in the commentary side of things, but apart from that, yeah, felt like a bit of a prat.
Well, it just proves that it can happen to the best of us. So congratulations on yet another win. Anybody you'd like to thank before we let you go?
Just you guys for the broadcast, Greg for sacrificing himself, and the lads for a good race.
Excellent. Well, congratulations, our GT4 winner, Andrew Hopley.
Cheers, boys.
Okay, Pete. So the GT4 drivers are all queuing up for interviews. So we will bring in second place, Stuart Dick.
Yeah. Good evening, Stuart. I feel like I should be calling you Ricky Bobby or something from going from last to nearly first. We saw you driving around after turning your car into a sideways missile. Well, you didn't, I don't think. We think that Paul Burgess might have given you a little helping hand along the way. That was the first thing we had to commentate on, was your car flying across our screens at Mach 3. And then after that, you dispensed with downforce, didn't you?
Yeah, but the car was a handful after Paul hit me there. That wing's it's mightily important in a post. Like it was definitely a handful. I thought I was going to skittle nearly all the field. I was going sideways through T1. We got away with it. We managed to shoot the gap.
Yeah, you were definitely a passenger for that one.
Yep.
And then the car looked a bit unwieldy, and I was saying he's going to pit at the very first opportunity he gets. Did you get in before the safety car? You didn't, did you?
No,
No.
I just went by the pits and the lights come out, the flag come out. That was probably the lap I was going to stop on anyway, so I kind of gained it out. I thought I'd just take tyres, seeing as I'm stopping anyway. And Abdul was going to take tyres as well, so that's why we both of us had a wee bit more grip at the end of the race there.
Yeah, and you managed to claw your way back through. There was some weird shenanigans going on in that 5-car train that you were part of. What was that? There was you, AAA, Tyler, and Kevin and Roman. Kevin and Roman checked themselves out by getting too many incident points, and you managed to navigate your way through that mess and got yourself a second place finish.
Yeah. Last second isn't bad, is it? I was elbows out stuff there though for the last 4 or 5 laps, definitely. Even me and Abdul were I mean, I bombed it down the inside of him into the hairpin, and he's screaming at me because he was on 14x. It worked out, you know.
Oh dear, funny stuff. Anybody you'd like to thank before we let you go?
No, just you guys this week. Good job.
Cool. Thank you very much, Ricky Bobby.
Thanks.
Okay, so next up, we will bring into the booth our third place finisher in GT4, Tyler Newitt. Welcome to the booth.
Hi, guys.
So a very interesting race for you. We see you in the thick of a lot of battles and showing once again that the Porsche does have some pace. Did you? Let's leave the last lap out for now. You looked like you was enjoying yourself.
I was, yeah. It was. I haven't had a battle like that last that long in a long time. Just, I think I ran too much wing. Was ultimately kind of the downfall to my pace, because I shouldn't have been third pace wise. I was, I think outside the top 5 even, but I was just kind of hanging on as best I could, because I knew the BMWs just left in the straights. I was running more wing than I ran at Road Atlanta, which was probably a poor choice. But no, it was a lot of fun. Just I was kind of going all out the entire race just to keep up, which is great fun, but it drains you a bit.
Yeah, and Pete was just saying to Stuart there that there was a 5-car train for a number of laps, and you were all swapping positions. What are you doing in that situation? Are you looking forwards, backwards, sideways? Where does your concentration lie?
Given my pace and position, I was driving 110% to hang on to the back of the 4 cars who were battling intensely in front of me. I think, on pace, maybe I could have kept up with Stewart and AAA and maybe Roman, but Kevin was quicker than me. All of those guys were quicker and probably more consistent than me, so I was just ragging it all out to try and keep up. And I have to apologize first to Greg. I think it looked to me like netcode when I look back on it. I don't know that it was to him, but we just got a little too close, and it looked like his car kind of went spinning off. So apologies to him, and then to AAA, because I listened to the broadcast, so I knew that he was on 14.
Yes.
I know. When you guys were talking about it, I said to Steve in the XVR chat, I said, if I were a worse person, I'd give him a nudge right now. And poor AAA, he raced me so clean and so hard that whole last few laps, because we were kind of battling it out. And then I got a really, really good run out of the second to last corner, and I thought, I'm going to have a look on the inside. And he just gave a little defensive move, which was, pinpoint perfect, enough to put me off. And so I kind of just went to tuck back in to try and get the run off. And I looked back on it after. Our cars didn't even touch. Like there was, probably a baseball's gap between my front bumper and his rear bumper. And he got a 4X. So apologies to him, because it can't be fun to have to hang on to 14X for so long and lose it in the last corner. Can't be fun. And as unintentional as it was, I feel incredibly guilty, knowing having that information in my back pocket. So but yeah, all in all, it was quite a race. I had a lot of fun.
So you heard it here, folks. Tyler did that on purpose through information gained from listening to the broadcast. Only joking. Tyler, before we let you go, anybody you'd like to thank?
You guys, of course. This is a really great league. I was just sitting kind of in the interview waiting room with everybody, and despite the chaos that was that race, everyone was super friendly and understanding of the racing that went into it. I think everyone has a lot of fun. So thanks to you guys for putting on such a great league, and thanks to XPR and our sponsors as always.
Excellent. Well, thanks for joining us in the booth, and congratulations on your ill-gotten gains. Third place finisher, Tyler Newitt.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Okay, Pete. So next we will bring in for you Mr. Paul Burgess, promoted up to 4th place in GT4.
Good evening, Paul. How are you doing?
Good evening. Heart's still pumping quite fast after that one.
Yeah, we saw you in a couple of scraps, actually. I think it might have been you that gave Stuart a bit of a nudge leading into turn 1, lap 1. Was that you that gave him a little tiny push?
Yeah, maybe just a tiny nudge.
Yeah, because the first thing we really had to commentate on was what Mach speed he was doing going through the apex of turn 1 in front of Andrew Hopley. And then there was another move done into the very sharp hairpin at the top of the hill, where I don't think you were making that corner if none of those cars were there. What's your take on that one?
On that one, I think when I've watched it back, I did actually slow that one down, and actually I think I spooked the other cars more than anything. But I did go it did worry me a bit as I was going into it. I just had to try something after being stuck behind the TCRs, and I saw plenty of space on the inside, so I gave it a shot.
Yeah, I suppose the trouble with that turn is the space that you see on the way in is not the space you see when you get there, because everybody closes that gap for you, and there's no road left at the end of it. So I think that's possibly what's happened there. Your race was defined and changed significantly with the pit stops.
Yeah, I mean, me and Yaz were debating whether we should pit as soon as we could, and I basically decided to do the opposite of what Roman ahead of me did, which basically then meant I was trapped behind the safety car, but sort of being stuck so far back, I just took tyres and accepted I was going to be stuck behind everyone and just see what happened. And I think the second half of the race was just watching the guys in front of me 10 seconds, 8 seconds, 6 seconds, realizing how hard they were battling, and I sort of wanted to just sit just enough behind that I could capitalize on the thing that happened there. But being on 13X already, I definitely didn't want to get enrolled myself, so I'm kind of glad the race ended when it did, because I was just catching those guys, and I didn't want to get into any trouble because I couldn't really make any more moves.
No, and you got a few freebies along the way, so the Mika boys got themselves too many incidents and demoted themselves down by way of a run through pit lane, and also AAA ended up incurring too many incident points as well, but got a time penalty, which has shot him down the field. So you benefited in that way. You've managed to finish, what's that, 4th overall. So another good points haul, not quite as good as you finished 3rd in one race recently, didn't you?
Yeah.
Which was a very impressive race from you. Anybody you'd like to thank before we let you go?
Just all the guys racing tonight. We had a good old chat after the race, and everyone is very friendly and understanding of all the incidents and all of that as well. And everyone for racing so hard just made it a very fun race to be part of, despite the first lap, which I don't want to relive, I must say.
Fair enough. We all have races like that. I've got more than most. So thank you very much. Our 4th place finisher in GT4, Paul Burgess. Thought you weren't going to flush him then.
Oh, I nearly flushed Sam then.
Oh, right, okay.
Okay, so next up, Kevin Vermont. Welcome to the booth.
Hello. How are
Hello,
you?
Kevin. I'm fine. How are you?
For me, honestly, I'm very disappointed for the end of the race, but it's a very good race beyond the two last lap.
Yeah, you had fantastic pace in that Porsche tonight until the safety car came out and put everything in Andrew's favour. After that, it was just damage limitation for you.
No, after the safety car, I want push for return to P2, and I have a lot to overtake, but after break to Roman is on battle to Greg Vanks, and I I won't interfere in the battles, and I wait Roman overtake Gregory.
And obviously, we see both of you with a drive-through penalty at the end. Was that? Did you two come together, or was that just the way it worked that you both passed 15 at the same point?
No, just for the penalty, it's I have four ink on the race incident to me, Romain, and Abdul. And I have four ink, and after two off track is my fault and stupid off track.
Okay. Well, like I say, despite I suppose you still finished top 5, and you did show, like I say, fantastic pace again tonight. So there's always some plus points to take out of it. Before we let you go, anybody you'd like to thank?
I won't thank Herman Tilke. Just and I would like thank my teammate Romain, all team Mecha Sport for manage Romain and me, all sponsors of Mecha Sport, Transport Digue et Clément, Domaine Filiatro, Kinos Pro, and Nuage et Plus de Com.
Excellent. Well, always a pleasure to talk to you in the booth, Kevin. Better luck next time, but congratulations on your 5th place, Kevin Vermont.
Thanks. See you next week.
See you next week.
Tell you what, I didn't see anybody take turn 1 faster than him.
No, definitely.
That was
Boy,
definitely
he made
Kevin
the best
Vermont's
pass of the
corner.
race there, boy.
He certainly did, yeah.
Okay, so let's bring in Kevin's teammate now, Double R, who finished 6th in GT4.
Good evening, Double R. How are you?
A little disappointing, but fine. And you?
Well, absolutely energized because that was a frantic race with lots and lots of overtaking. Ignoring the end of the race for a minute, your pace was excellent. I think you got caught up in a couple of very strange incidents towards the start of the race. One of them with Paul Burgess, I think it was. You ended up driving into the side of his car, which was odd when you tried to get back on the racing line. Was his car not showing to you, or were you trying to do something else at that point?
I don't know. It was a complicated race. It started to become a bad habit. I have the impression of serving as a pinball machine in this race.
Yeah, there was a lot of that going on, to be honest. This
Yeah.
track lends itself to that, though, really. And you were part of a 5-car train that carried on racing with one another, shuffling places for at least 8 laps. It was brilliant to watch. You were highly competitive, and you certainly had the pace of it. The incident points, though, crept up on you eventually, didn't they?
Yeah, he blocked when I lose my corner at the end of the straight, and Stewart come in my left side, and we do a lot of corner side to side, and we are touched in the triple right at the end, and he make me a penalties because that was my 15th ink in the race with the 4 ink with Burgess. A little stupid, but okay. 4 ink in the race incident with Kevin and Abdul, and Kevin bumped me and make me a 4 ink. 4 ink, and I have a lot, and I have another 4 ink with Greg. If I don't remember with him, but yeah, that was a complicated race.
It was, and looking beyond the incidents, we've said a number of times in the interviews how amazingly exciting it was watching the 5 of you going at it, with Paul Burgess in the background, ready to mop up if any positions came available. Just a shame that the incidents around here are so easy to pick up.
Yeah, everyone is progressing very, very quickly, and you have to be perfect all along. The smallest difference is more and more penalizing in view of the level of everyone. So, in short, a little more false hope, but we will not let go. And congratulations to Andrew for this victory again. But it was a fantastic race battle with the little train with AAA, Stewart, Kevin, Greg, and it's not a bad race to watch, but for me and for the team, the point is very important to championship, so we don't let go.
No, and you shouldn't either. It's been a great night to commentate on, like you just mentioned. And 6th place, is that what you ended up with? Yeah, 6th place is still going to get you some points. It's not going to get you to the top of the table, but there's chance for that yet. Anybody you'd like to have a shout out to before we let you go, Romo?
Yeah, I would like to thank you guys for the broadcast again. I would like to thank Mecha Sport, my team, my sponsor, Kinos Pro, Nuage Plus de Com, Transport Diguet, Clémo, Domaine Filiatro, my teammate Kevin, who support me during the week, and all the staff of Mecha Sport who help us to be a better all week around.
Well, brilliant stuff. Thank you very much, Roman Rato.
Okay, so last but not least, we will bring in our very own AAA. Abdul, welcome to the booth, brother.
Evening, gents. Hi. How you guys doing?
That was certainly a roller coaster ride for you. You you sat in third place for a lot of the race. At the start anyway. Couldn't quite get there with Kevin and Andrew. And then the safety car came out. You were in a 5-car train, and I think one of the highlights, which I think we all wowed about on the broadcast, was you seemed to manage to get past all of them in one corner.
Yeah, well, that was exciting for me when that happened. I made a fake move to the left, and that seemed to have worked. It was quite fun to watch me pass 3 cars myself. It was quite interesting. The race was it was fun. I really enjoyed it. I was third, and trying to keep up with Kevin and Andrew. I didn't want to waste my tires. And then luckily Andrew went to the pits, so as soon as that happened, I could catch Kevin so fast because he didn't have the draft anymore. And that was my strategy, was to stay out as long as I can, fight with Kevin, and hopefully overtake him and just run away with it. Unfortunately, the safety car came out. So I had to go for the other strategy, take tires and hope for the best. Wow, it was just amazing. I wanted to finish with 14x. That was my plan. On the last lap, last corner, just that nudge from Taylor netcode. It happens. And I was 9th.
Well, there is a conspiracy theory at the moment. We happen to say on the broadcast that Abdul is sitting on 14 X's, and Tyler could just give him a little love tap, give him a 1X, and it's bye-bye Abdul. Now, when we interviewed Tyler, we actually found out that he was listening to the broadcast. So he had that information in his pocket, and it happened.
Yeah,
So
it's one of those things. It's nah. I'm sure it's not intentional. It's I'm certain it's not.
he is American.
No, it's
Never trust an
one of those
American.
things. It was an amazing race, and well done to Andrew once again. The pace he had after the pit stops, I thought once I cleared the cars, with that move I made to overtake 3 cars, I was like, yes, now I've got clean air, just push and try and catch Andrew. Unfortunately, that didn't work out. Yeah, one of those things, but I hope you guys enjoyed the race.
We certainly did. That was an absolutely fantastic race. One daft question: on the side of your rig, is that a heart rate monitor?
Yes, it was. Was it? I was worried at one point.
You was dead at one point.
I think I was. Yes. The last lap with 14x and Tyler 0.2 seconds behind me. I did not breathe for 2 minutes. Because every move he made, I was like, "That's it. That's be done."
Brilliant. One last question. We are back on home turf next week, Donington Park. Looking forward to that one.
Yeah, very much. It's a brilliant track. I think for this guy, it's going to be awesome.
Excellent. So it's always a pleasure to get you in the booth. I'm assuming we will see you on Sunday.
Definitely.
Excellent. Okay, so he crossed the line in 3rd, but ended up in 8th. Abdul Al Amri.
Thank you. Take care.
Well, a lot of interviews to get through tonight, guys. Drivers are really, really getting into this now. We see some, we see more contact than we've probably seen for the whole season. But this track does lend itself to dive bombs. But, on the whole, do I expect to see some protests? Yes. Was the race as fantastic as usual? Most definitely, yes. What do you think, Pete?
Yeah, agree with everything you've just said. COTA, because of the way it's designed, lends itself to people having to take chances to get past, and it doesn't always work. In terms of, it doesn't help that the incident limit that we set is only at 15, so you're going to get caught out at some point. I thought the racing that we did see was brilliant. The 5 cars all together in GT4 duking it out. AAA passing 3 of them in one corner, then getting shuffled right to the back of the queue. Paul Burgess lurking in the background. Lots of opportunities taken. I thought it was fantastic. TCRs, they got a bit messed up with one of the crashes where Carl Hardy got wiped out, and there was some cars lying by the side of the road. I think that's the one that did Paul King as well. I think the TCR field got a bit broken up at that point. Safety car did what it was supposed to do, which was upset the apple cart. And some people benefited and other people lost out. It's just the way it goes, isn't it? You've got your opportunities to take there. And for TCR, nobody got affected, really, because nobody had already been in the pits. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm not concerned about the incident rate or anything like that tonight, because it's COTA.
You're right, and we've seen how clean this league is. You're always going to get those odd races where things look terrible. But I think it does prove that having that incident limit actually works, because it makes drivers think about their driving, and makes them worry when they start getting into double figures. Bill, your race summary.
Well, I agree with you, Clyde. As far as the incident, it's just another thing to think about, which is really, just besides pit strategy and all this other stuff, it's just another cog in the wheel that you got to keep cognizant of. So, I tell you, the race really went better than I thought. As much as I do not like COTA, it really performed well for these cars. I mean, we had some terrific battles, and the 5-car train will live forever. That was just amazing, with, Abdul passing 3 cars at once and people fighting back. And I mean, yeah, some side to sides, and unfortunately people fell victim to the 15. But as we said, they all have the same amount of points to gather before they have to take a little tour through the pits. So it's even Steven in that regard. But it was excellent. The TCR was excellent. A couple little things that would have been nice that didn't happen, like we mentioned that little crash up in, it wasn't a little, but the thing that undid a lot of the close battles up in the hairpin there. It was too bad that happened. But again, it turned out a lot better than I thought, and I thought it was pretty close to the best race of the year. It was really excellent, and I have to give a lot of credit to Andrew Hopley. He seems to find the way at the end of the race to get out there ahead of everybody unscathed and just run away with it. And hats off to him. And of course, second half, Scott came through again, lived up to his billing. So looking forward to the next one we do with these. It's really turned out to be a great league.
And Sam, a recap from the cameras.
Still hard to keep up with the guys. I mean, there's been a lot of battle today again. But it was great. A few moves that was a bit on the edge, but overall it was great. Really like the battle in the GT4s. 5 guys. I mean, half the race along. That was really great. So yeah, good fun.
Excellent. So we've got some fantastic racing coming up for you on Backfire Simsport TV. On Friday, we are with the official V8 supercars and the Friday night European Strength of Field race from the awesome, one of my favourite circuits, Phillip Island. On Sunday, the VRA GTCC returns with round 4 from the tricky Suzuka circuit. And then next Wednesday, we're back in GT4 TCR actions from another one of my favourite circuits, Donington Park in the UK. So that's all coming up. Make sure you like our video. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube and make sure you join our Facebook channel. That way you'll never miss a broadcast. I'd like to say thanks to Pete, Bill, and Sam for joining me tonight and doing what they do. Big thanks to all the drivers for putting on such an exciting race. And thanks to everybody that joins us in the chat. We really, really, really do appreciate it. So I will say good night. Let the guys say good night. And it's time for us to close the broadcast. So good night, everybody.
Yeah, good night, everybody. Don't forget the 2 charities, prostate cancer and mind, that Paceworks Esports are generating money for at the moment, hence all the pink cars that are knocking about. And hope to see you very soon for another exciting race on BSTV.
Yeah, good night, everybody. Thanks to all the drivers for making this league just terrific. It's really getting better and better every time. Thanks to the people on the chat. Please give us a like. It really helps out. We just certainly appreciate it. Thanks to my colleagues. And, you know, the holidays are coming up. Think about the BSTV merch. We got a pretty good selection of stuff, and it's really great stuff. So think about that. And, of course, if you can, help out the 2 charities that Pete mentioned, Prostrate UK and Clarity Mind. So thanks again, and have a good evening, everybody.
Yep, good evening, everybody. See you on Friday for the Euro V8 Strike the Field race. Thanks for watching. Bye.